In NCIS, Origins Episode 9, titled Sick as Our Secrets, Gibbs gets closer to uncovering the truth about his wife and daughter's killer, with a major revelation linking new character Special Agent Randolph to their deaths. The episode delves into a flashback of Gibbs 6 months before joining NIS, where he hunts down Pedro Hernandez, the man responsible for his family's murder. The investigation also takes Gibbs and Special Agent Lala Dominguez to Tijuana, Mexico, after a missing Navy corpsman's case points to human trafficking. Meanwhile, Mike Franks deals with personal tension at home, hinting at unresolved issues from previous episodes. The episode builds crucial connections to Gibbs' past while exploring new dynamics between the characters. NCIS, Origins Episode 9 Recap: 8 Biggest Moments and Reveals. In NCIS, Origins Episode 9, Leroy Jethro Gibbs gets dangerously close to his family's killer, with a massive reveal at the end. The prequel delivered one of its most compelling plot points yet in Sick as Our Secrets, which revealed that Special Agent Randolph, Caleb Foote, has a secret connection to what happened to Gibbs' wife and daughter in NCIS. Randy is a new NCIS character, and tying his story back to what happened to Gibbs was a good move. Episode 9 ties a new NCIS Origins character's story back to Gibbs. The case in Vivo o Muerto brings Gibbs and Special Agent Lala Dominguez, Mariel Molino, to Mexico, where a Gibbs team member tells him how deeply she connects to his case. The agent has a special connection to Mexico, revealing she's half Mexican, and the agents grow closer on their journey over the border. The episode's conclusion resolves one of the most essential Gibbs stories NCIS Origins needed to tackle as the show prepares for the mid-season finale, but ultimately forms a rift between Gibbs and Lala. 8 NCIS Origins shows Gibbs hunting for Pedro Hernandez 6 months ago. Gibbs is hunting Pedro Hernandez. In NCIS Origins Episode 9, the episode explains that Gibbs is looking for his wife and daughter's killer in a flashback. It shows Gibbs 6 months before his journey as an NIS agent. He's wearing a cast and moles over his research in his barren apartment, signifying that it's after his wife and daughter's murder, but before he joins Franks and his team at the agency. The agent carefully studies the information he has on Hernandez, including the name of his cartel and the details of his truck. Narration from the original Leroy Jethro Gibbs actor Mark Harmon talks about how he couldn't eat but eventually had to start eating again. However, Gibbs doesn't have enough information to go on. Narration from the original Leroy Jethro Gibbs actor Mark Harmon talks about how he couldn't eat but eventually had to start eating again. Harmon's narration doesn't suggest that Gibbs resolves his wife and daughter's murder but that something has allowed him to move on. Like many others in NCIS Origins, the flashback bolsters the original flashbacks to Gibbs and Pedro Hernandez's story in the Double Hiatus episode, one of the best episodes of NCIS. In NCIS Origins Episode 9, the team investigates a case that brings them dangerously close to Pedro Hernandez, George Paez. It all starts when a petty officer brings a drunken sailor to NIS. The petty officer explains that he has a prior commitment and doesn't want to take the sailor all the way to the military police, who are technically the ones who should process his booking. After Randy agrees to do the petty officer a favor, Gibbs and Lala work together to book the sailor. Gibbs and Lala's task starts uneventfully. Lala has to teach the gunnery sergeant how to record their detainees' fingerprints correctly, but soon makes a discovery, and the case takes a turn, putting it in NIS territory. Lala finds the ID of a Navy corpsman named Dana Rogers, Zoe Sansonowicz, in the sailor's wallet, and as they investigate the case, it becomes clear that someone abducted Dana. The evidence points to a club in Tijuana, Mexico, and with Franks out of the office and her in charge, Gibbs and Lala investigate as Randy waits to question their Sailor Point 6 Tish and Franks' house painting brings up an uncomfortable situation. Mike Franks takes a day off from NIS. When Mike Franks, Kyle Schmid, learns from Mary Jo, Tyla Abercrombie, that the painter is at his house a few days early, he leaves work for the day. When Mike arrives home, he rushes in to find Tish, Nance and Carmelo, talking to the painter. The situation appears casual and under control, but Franks is tense and expresses his discomfort. Franks tells his partner he had taken the scheduled appointment off work so that he could be at home in case anything bad happened. The interaction continues to build on a plot revealed in NCIS Origins Episode 7, which explained that Franks was covertly working on a case in connection to a sexual assault that Tish experienced. Tish has told Franks that she wants to put the case behind her and move on, but NCIS Origins leaves no doubt that Franks struggles to put the case behind him. When Franks and Tish discuss the painter in their home, Tish insists she is okay, but Franks reveals that he is not. 5. Gibbs and Lala take a road trip to Mexico when their case takes them to Tijuana. Franks puts Lala in charge and she drives Gibbs to Mexico. When they make a break in their case, tying their missing girl to a nightclub in Mexico, Lala and Gibbs travel across the border to investigate what happened at La Puerta Gris. After Franks learns that Tish is home alone with the painter, he leaves the office for the day and puts Lala in charge, which is odd, considering his refusal to endorse her for promotion a few episodes earlier. While Gibbs hesitates to follow Lala to Mexico without first calling Franks, Molino's character insists that their boss put her in charge and that she's doing what Franks would do. Images from their sailor's disposable camera reveal that someone named Amelia, Kimberly J. Marquez, was with him and Dana the night she disappeared, and local law enforcement believes that the woman is a scout for an underground human trafficking ring. As Gibbs and Lala drive down to Mexico with the latter behind the wheel, there is tension around traveling to Tijuana. Lala reveals she has recently made the journey to visit her father, and Gibbs doesn't press her on the information even though it feels like she's withholding something.